Three, two, one. Hey guys, Huzzy here, bringing you another video. Now, welcome back to the Huzzy IRL channel. So I'm going to do a Huzzy update today. Again, generally do these, I don't know, once a month, maybe a bit longer than that. Depends really what's going on. And I've had a couple of people ask me a couple of things. So there's been some people going about the car. Obviously, the last video on this channel, I believe, which I'll check right now, but I believe was like me making the car. And then I was going for a test drive. So yeah, it was over 2 weeks ago. It's nearly 3 weeks now, I think. So yeah, I'll give you the actual verbal update with that. I've given some updates mainly through the community tab on this channel, but I know not everybody checks that out, which is fine. So I thought I'd explain what it was like, the test drive and the experience, and what did I end up going for, what did I do. And then other things that are going on, like how the health issue's going, how's like the health, general weight and everything adventure going too. And obviously it was just my birthday. It was my birthday yesterday. I just turned 25. On birthdays, a lot of the time is the weird thing. I've never really thought about my age that much, but turning 25 has made me kind of go, ooh, I'm 25. So yeah, it's stuff like that can just kind of make you think. So let's start with the car stuff, because it does seem that on this channel, a lot of you are interested in cars, which is kind of cool. So I went for the test drive on, I think it was the Tuesday or a Wednesday that I said I was going for, and we arrive, everything's really smooth. The only one that I think I mentioned, the only one that they had available was the CLA 220, so the less powerful version of what I wanted. And obviously my family were on like hey, the 220 is probably enough. I went for a test drive, and I can honestly say it would have been enough. It was like 194, I think, brake horsepower or something like that. 0 to 60 time in about 7 seconds. So not a slow car by any means. But as I mentioned in the building the car, it would always be in the back of my head. I was like, if I don't go with the 250, it would always be in the back of my head for less than £1,000. When you spread that over car payments for X amount of years, it's nothing. In 30 odd horsepower more, and you're talking, I think the 250 is 6.1 second 0 to 60. Versus 7 seconds for the 220, so it's a decent amount of time difference. And as I think mentioned, my driving style, I drive fast, not overly speeding or anything like that, but I accelerate fast because that's legal. You're allowed to accelerate as fast as you like, technically, as long as it's safe. So I do accelerate fast, and having a quicker accelerating car is kind of what I'm all about. So that's why I did opt for the 250. So yes, I did the test drive. It was good. The weird thing is, then the moment I got in the car, I changed my seating position, all that, because they take the car out, you're in the passenger seat, they park you at like a petrol station, or a gas station if you're American, and then we swap. So it was in her seating position, so I changed all that. I get off, and the steering completely threw me off. So just to say, my current car, I permanently drive it in sport mode, because I like the firm feeling and harder steering. I basically never drive it in comfort mode, and even in comfort mode it's fairly stiff, which I guess it's a two-door sports car, I guess. But this car was the loosest loosey-goosey steering I have ever had, and I was like thrown off. I was going around like the petrol area just to pull out, and I was like, what is this? And it initially was like, I don't know if I'm buying this car. But then I quickly asked, we literally pulled out the petrol station. I was like, this is really loose. Can I put it in sport mode just to see what that's like? Because I probably will drive it permanently in sport mode, or at least change my steering setting to stiff. And like, yeah, that's fine. Changing it to sport mode fixed the car completely. Like, it had the firm steering that I like, the suspension stiffened, it did what I wanted it to do. But if, by the way, there wasn't that change of mode, I honestly don't think I would have put my order in for the CLA. Like, oh my god, the steering was like loose and all over the place. Like, obviously good, but like just not what I'm into. My dad, who has an E-Class, was like, yep, that's what my E-Class is like. Really loose and everything like that. It's just meant for comfort and luxury. I'm like, yeah, but I like sport. So yeah, I've just mentioned I did put my order in. I went for the CLA 250. I went for the Premium Plus package, which is like all the upgrades that we mentioned in the building, and I went for the Mountain Grey color, because obviously that was the big thing that I was like, I don't know what color. And what kind of made the mind completely up was the test drive car, the 220 I was test driving. That was in the mountain grey, and it just looks amazing. Like, it just looks great. And, you know, I don't really care what other cars are on the road because it's my car, but you don't see many of the mountain grey. You see a lot of Mercedes in the Cambridge area. It's a wealthy area in general, but you see the whites quite a lot. You see black Mercedes, you see the red Mercedes. You very rarely see the grey, so it's kind of cool. And silver, a lot of silver. You don't see the grey, so I'm kind of happy about that. And we got away from the black or white colours that I've had both of those colours in cars, and they're a nightmare to keep clean. Hopefully grey will hide like dirt a little bit more. But yeah, that will be coming. Again, we've got an estimate. So again, the warning was, you know, if you order a 220, we can get it from you, from the German factory or whatever, in 3 weeks. If you get a 250 engine, we don't technically have a build slot for you. We have to wait until one becomes available because the engine obviously is rare. But they're estimating September. So that isn't that far away. We're less than 2 months away. But I'm in my own head, and again, so what, like peace of mind, I'm aiming for early October. Because if it comes in September, bonus. Hell yeah, we get it early in my head. October is kind of what I'm aiming for. Always like aim later to what a salesperson is telling you. So I'm thinking October, which obviously in the UK does mean I'll have the new plate, which is a 69 plate. Again, Americans and stuff will like, what does that mean? Basically, twice a year here in the UK, registration on our license plate changes. I know in America, your license plate, you can move from car to car. You technically can do that here, but there is a format that all new cars follow. So, for example, my car, because I bought it in July 2017, in the license plate is a 17. If you bought that car at the end of 2017, it would be a 6-7 plate. If then you bought one at the beginning of 2018, it would be an 18 plate. If you bought it at the end of 2018, it would be a 6-8 plate. So, oh wait, does that mean? Oh yeah, it would be a 69. So if you bought one, like my sister's car that she obviously picked up a few, like 3 weeks ago now, is a 19 plate because it was before September this year. That's when the plates change. But mine will be after September, so it'll be a 69. Usually it's a letter, then whatever the combination of the year, so 69, and then 3 more letters. Yeah. So that's that. I'm looking forward to it. You know, it has to be said. Every time I look at my sister's car, who's obviously got the new technology, I'm like, I want mine. And you know, again, I never want to seem ungrateful. I love the car that I've currently got. It's fantastic to drive. It's just technology bare, and I'm a technology person. And for some people, like, what about price and how does it work out? It's not much more expensive. You know, the way that I've kind of in my head, I can buy dumb stuff real easy, like stupidly easy. I can buy dumb stuff on Amazon or whatever. Basically, the price difference of the new car to what I've got now is basically not buying 1 or 2 things extra a month that I do now. And, you know, not crazy big things like, you know, if you know, a lot of people know I collect shoes somewhat. You know, I've got quite a lot of shoes. 1 pair of shoes less a month, which I don't buy 1 a month, but it's less than that cost would be the new car. So that in the way that you think of it that way, it's like, it's not actually that bad. So, yeah, so hopefully October, and I will be doing content on the new car. We'll do one of my walk around videos that I did with the 2 Series. You know, hopefully, yeah, someone left a comment that made me remind, hopefully this time we don't have an old guy like staring at me doing a video in a car park. So yeah, I might find a new location, I don't know. But yeah, we'll do that video, and trust me, there'll be a lot more in that video than the 2 Series video, because the 2 Series didn't have much. It was a car. This has a lot more technology that I can go in and show you guys too, so that'll be cool. It's also got a panoramic sunroof, which was an option that I couldn't get rid of, but I since have found out, which I was like, thank God. I was worried that it would just be permanent light coming down. There is a shade. So you can permanently have the shade up, and it's pretty dark apparently. Like, the light doesn't get through that much if you permanently have the shade closed. So I was like, okay, that's fine. I'm still not convinced, like, when it rains, how will it feel like when it rains? Will it be noisier? I don't know, but I'm sure it'll be nice. My mum's got a sunroof, a panoramic sunroof in her car, and she permanently has it open whenever it's summer. She loves it. But yeah, that's pretty much the car update. Other than that, you know, when I get the new car, there is a plan in motion that I am planning to go to the gym more. That's what I hinted at last time, I think. when I said, I'll be driving the car more. I've already fixed my sleep schedule, so I've done that now because I wanted to do it now so my body is fully used to waking up early. Because if I want to go to the gym 3 times a week, right now I go once a week because I literally don't have any time to spare. I go at 1 p.m. usually is my gym time, and then that's kind of my day off most of the time. I can't do that 3 times a week going at 1 p.m. because then what? I come home and have to record later? That just isn't going to be practical. So I'm planning on moving my gym sessions forward. And obviously to move them forward so I can go to the gym and then record after the gym, I need to wake up earlier and have my body used to it. So I am now waking up about 9:30 to 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm, slowly bringing it forward like every week or so. Remember, we started at a point that I used to wake up at like 2 p.m. So I've come a long way since that. And yeah, I'm going to probably, maybe, I'm aiming for about 9:15 is where I want to try and wake up. And then when eventually the car comes, going to the gym, I'm aiming to like leave the house at probably like, it depends what my trainer can do. Like, got to be a bit flexible at him. Again, not going to do multiple gym sessions with a trainer a week. One gym session with a trainer a week. But if he can do like 11, then I'll be leaving the house about 10:30. And if I wake up at 9:15, that gives me plenty of time to wake up, eat something, drink a lot of stuff. So yeah, leaving the house about 10:30, get there for about 11, do a gym session for an hour, which would be then 12, drive home, maybe have a bite to eat, and then by 1 p.m. roughly is when I normally start my stream anyway. So we'd pretty much be golden to what my current schedule is now. But the difference would have been I would have been to the gym. I would have been active already, when now I'm not obviously doing that. So that's the plan. And I think we'll do it because again, I'm excited to drive the new car more than my current one. I know that sounds bad, but even the test drive, the engine sound, man. Like, I know a part of it's artificial that plays through the speakers, but even in that 220, my dad said, because he was from the back, but he could see in the mirror and that, apparently the smile on my face when I was accelerating in the 220 was like, my dad was like, I haven't seen you smile like that in a long time. And I'm a generally happy person, but like, I sometimes don't show emotion that easily. But apparently I was beaming ear to ear. Like, it was the easiest sale for that woman. She sold 2 cars to my family in the space of a month. And they weren't hard sales, either of them, put it that way. And yeah, that test drive sold me on that car and also the 250. Because I was like, if this is the 220, what the hell is the 250 going to feel like? And it's like, ooh. And I very occasionally, when things get a little bit boiling over, I have gone for just nice drives. That is something that I'll definitely do, especially if the car has a bit more oomph to it and sounds a bit like bit more meaty. The only thing I'm worried about, by the way, is the car park that I go to the cinema with my friends a lot of the time. It's a terrible car park. It is the narrowest multi-story car park you've ever seen. Up every single way that you go up is scrapes on the walls. And when I'm in my 2 Series, I'm like, oh, this is tight, but I'm fine. The CLA is a bigger car than my current one, so I'm like, oh god, hopefully I'll be fine. But you see Range Rovers and stuff in that car park somehow. But yeah, I'm like, I don't want to scratch anything. But yeah, there's the car update for those that are interested. I'm really looking forward to it, and yes, there'll be videos on it and all that good stuff. I also am planning a trip with it. So Fi, many of you know my friend Fi is a YouTuber as well, much bigger YouTuber than me, but we've been friends for a long time, ex-teammates in competitive league. We talk quite often still to this day, but we're both very busy, our own schedules, but we haven't met up in a couple of years. Probably last time we saw each other was like at a convention or something. And I'm going to go around his. He's recently got a new house, that he's bought a house, and he's also thinking about upgrading car eventually. I think he's got a 4 Series at the moment. And he's even thought about maybe Mercedes. So when I get mine, I'm going to go down for his maybe for a few days. Maybe we'll do some recording. I don't know. But just have a nice time. And he'll be able to check out my car, be able to look at his house. So it'll be a nice time and just chill with friends a bit. And that'll be good. So that'll be all the way down to, I'm not going to say specifically where, but in Essex, which is a decent drive. That'll be an hour and a half maybe drive, which will be one of the biggest drives I've ever done. I think the longest drive I've ever done, and this will make people go, really, is about an hour. Again, I live at home, I work at home. Anything shopping is maybe only 10 miles away. I don't do big journeys. I think the biggest was like maybe Birmingham from Cambridge, so that's an hour, maybe just over an hour. not far at all. So Southend will be the bigger trip that I'll ever have done. And then, you know, we've got family in South Wales that I've never personally driven there. Obviously, I've driven there a lot with family, but I've never been in the wheel. I'll probably do that a couple times with the new car. I didn't, by the way, the only package that I didn't opt for was the self-driving package. It doesn't do like Tesla self-driving, but it's the one that you can keep in lane for you. Because I just don't do big trips. It costs like £1,600 or something, that option. If I was commuting every single day, then that's probably the thing you want. You know, adaptive cruise control, which mine might have. But then, you know, lane, you know, on all that. Maybe it would have been worth it if I commute, but again, I work at home, so I was like, I don't need that option. I'm not sure if it's an option that can be fitted after the fact. I'm not sure. It should be, because I've already got all the cameras and all that in the car. Not sure. Anyway, moving forward. So that was one big thing that people were asking. Car, what's the update? And then the second thing was, am I going to any events or conventions? Because, you know, I've been to all of them. Pretty much. I've been to Insomnias, I've been to Comic-Cons, I went to a Comic-Con recently. Am I going to CoxCon? Because I went to CoxCon a couple of years ago with, you know, Jesse Cox. I know it's a sounds like a weird name, but Jesse Cox's convention. And then also YogCon, because obviously, if some of you know the story, I was going to join the Yogscast. The answer is I'm not planning any events for the rest of the year. The health issues are improving, which we'll talk about in a second, but they're still not perfect. And those type of events do put a strain on the health issues quite badly. But it is improving, and I am hoping that next year, 2020, will be my event year. That I'm going to, like, because obviously this weekend is even Twitch London that I got invited to. But yeah, I just didn't feel it. Again, part of it, and I will put my hands up and say, I don't really have people to go with, you know, especially like Twitch London. A lot of my friends moved to Facebook. You know, my actual content creator friends moved to Facebook, so they wouldn't be go to Twitch London. And then, you know, things like YogCon, none of my friends are interested in the Yogscast or part of the Yogscast or anything like that, so I would be going alone. Insomnia, again, none of my like university friends are that interested in going, because my two main friend groups, my online friend group and my university friend group. The university friend group is what I went to Comic-Con recently with, and we are trying to do more like events together. But, you know, they're just regular guys, regular gamers. So when I'm going there a lot of the time as a creator. They're going there as just regular people. So it makes it a bit awkward of what events can we go to. Because when I'm with them, I just want to be me. I don't want to be a creator. But when I'm going to an event, a lot of the time you get invited as a creator. Like behind me over there, you can see these. These are all passes, and the Comic-Con pass I had technically was a creator pass. So sometimes you do have obligations to do, which makes it a bit awkward. But what I'm interested in is I want to see how well YogCon does. The Yogscast convention that's coming up in August, I believe. And if that does well, and they're like, hey, we're going to do it again next year, I've still got terps on Skype and stuff like that. I'll talk to them and be like, hey, can I come as a whatever? And I'm pretty sure it'll be like all good and dandy. Again, the offer to join the Yogscast is pretty much always there, I'm pretty sure. But again, it's just contracts and all that makes it a bit messy. Because obviously I re-signed with Curse again for I think it was my 6th year, surprisingly, or 5th year, 6th year, in May. So I've got another year lock-in with them, so I can't join anything in a year. But yeah, other than that, no events planned. And then finally, if we talk about the health issues, and then we'll get onto one more thing. So health and fitness and stuff like that. Again, it's improving. It's still not perfect. Weirdly, the medication I'm on now is what looks to be the same medication I was on a month previous. The difference is the capsule is different. So the other capsule was quite a big capsule in the tablet, and the current one is very small. But I've looked at the ingredient list, I've looked at the manufacturer company, they're the same. They don't feel the same. You know, when I had the original medication, it happened very fast. I got healed, you know. I didn't have the throwing up issue pretty much at all for the whole month, maybe once. With the new medication that is supposedly the same, I am throwing up. Maybe, you know, not every day, but maybe once every 4 days, which obviously is a lot. It's an improvement, but the older medication that I had, which is supposedly the same, just a different capsule, worked crazy good. So I'm not really sure what's happened there. So what I'm going to be doing is on July the 15th is when I can get the repeat prescription. I'm going to go in and be like, so this is the deal. The one that with the bigger capsule worked better. I don't know how. It doesn't make sense. It's the same ingredients, but can I have the bigger capsule just to see? And if they can do that. And yeah, imagine that. It's just the capsule difference. Maybe it's how it dissolves. I'm not really sure. But yeah, but it's improving. And, you know, the mood improves with it. I feel more active when of days I don't have to start the day throwing up and stuff like that, which is great. So yeah, it's improving, but at a relatively slow pace. When it comes to fitness, the diet at the moment, which shouldn't be, I guess, too surprising, has been on hold. It's ridiculously hard to be on the health issues I have, throwing up, etc., and then be like, right, eat healthy for the rest of the day. Like, I'm not going out of my way to eat unhealthy, by the way. I'm not eating, I don't know, like biscuits. I don't have biscuits. I don't have chocolate. You know, it's my birthday, so I had a slice of cake yesterday. But other than that, I literally don't remember the last time I had anything sweet. But what I have been eating is I used to cut carbs from the diet. That's when I shred 20 pounds last year. I've been having carbs. I've been having pasta and stuff like that. But again, nothing out of the ordinary. I don't even remember the last time I had a whole pizza to myself, like, or even a pizza. I've improved dramatically in that because I used to eat very poorly. Like when I put on all the weight and I got to my biggest weight of like 17 pounds, which is like 200. I was probably about 250 pounds. Right now I'm sitting at about 205 in weight. I remember like it was very often at like 11 p.m. or 11:30 p.m. I used to make myself big sandwiches. And, you know, you're not burning that sandwich off at 11 p.m. and they were big, probably like 1,000-calorie sandwiches at 11 p.m. It's like, oh, no wonder I put on a lot of weight. I don't do that anymore. I stop eating at like 7 p.m. I don't have anything else for the rest of the night. So, again, a lot of life improvements have happened. Weight-wise, I'm not losing weight at the moment, but I'm not gaining weight at the moment. So we're in kind of like a zen kind of neutral place. I'm waiting until the health issues get a bit more under control and then we're going to attack. And I will say I am doing exercise. I'm in the gym once a week. Recently we built and finished the treadmill and I'm on that. I'm actually going to be going on that after I record this for, I'm hoping, about half an hour. Going to do maybe about like a 6-kilometer pace, or like a light jog, if you will. Going to try and do half an hour on that, and what I do is put my AirPods in. Literally, I've got them already in my hand waiting to go in the garage, and watch anime or a YouTube video. I keep myself distracted because that's how I get through it at the moment. Which, you know, crazy to think of where I used to be. I used to be a county sprinter that even did long distance for fun and wasn't really affected at all. So yeah. So yeah, it's going well. So again, the diet, if I had to put a prediction, obviously I'm looking to lose weight when the new car arrives, going to the gym multiple times, etc. Because again, that will give me an excuse to drive. But I'm probably going to start the diet before that again. And again, it's going to be a similar, like, if you go on Reddit and you go on the intermittent fasting Reddit, so much motivation comes from looking at that page. Like, again, I dropped 20 pounds in like a month, which was crazy. And like, even I didn't really believe that I did it, but I did. The scale doesn't lie. I've put maybe a bit of that back on since then, obviously, but I haven't gained all of it back. But there's people that are like been doing intermittent fasting for 7 months, dropped 50 pounds. And you're like, if I dropped 50 pounds, I'm 205 pounds right now, roughly. I'd be skinny if I was 150 pounds at my height. So in my head, what you need to, like, if you're somebody like me who's a bit overweight, you want to lose the weight, intermittent fasting may be for you, it may not be for you. I'm not here to promote it fully, but the way you got to work out of in my head, and it's what I did for that month, and it worked solidly for a month, and then I can't remember what happened. Something happened and I slipped. But you've got to think that, you know, I'm 25 years old. I've lived for 25 years, you know, that's so 25 times 12, that's a long time, you know, for me. So if you're talking that you can lose, that person lost 50 pounds in 7 months, let's say I don't do that crazy. Let's say in 6 months, I lose 30 pounds. Remember, last year, I lost 20 pounds in 1 month. But if you lose 30 pounds in 6 months, that would make me about 170 pounds. 170 pounds would actually make me slim. Like, it would make me a okay figure. I wouldn't be, like, have any chubby or anything. I'd literally be slimmed down to average, probably. So that's the way you got to think. It's like 6 months. It's 6 months of a little bit of hell to then be happy for years probably. So that's what the mindset I need to get myself back in, and it will come. It will definitely come. And you know, I've tried to lose weight for the last few years, and we've had successes, we've had not successes. A lot of the time, I rebound because of the health issues. Like, you know, you do it for 2 weeks, and then the health issues drag me down. I start throwing up really badly, get in a pretty bad mood, and then eat unhealthy. I haven't done that in a while, which is good. I haven't gone like on a binge bad eating. And yeah, last year we did lose 20 pounds from doing intermittent fasting. So I just got to get into that again. And, you know, even if it's do another month, lose another 20 pounds, have a couple weeks off, then do another month. You know, that's kind of what I want to do, and I'm going to try and do. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this update video. As for just very quickly, the YouTube channel, it's doing okay. You know, it's summer. Summer is not great for YouTubers, especially around this time of year, 4th of July, etc. So views are maybe a tiny bit down. I think about 3% down from last month, but we're hovering still around the million view a month mark, which is fine. And again, even if we go to like 950k or something in July, it's July. You know, people are on holiday, they're not inside all the time watching videos, so it's something that I've always understood. I've done YouTube now for a decent amount of time, so it's never something that I'm like, oh god. You know, it'll pick back up probably about late August is usually when YouTube picks back up. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this update. Again, it goes longer than I always expect. But I like rambling, apparently. But yeah, that's going to be it. If you guys did enjoy, throw a like on the video, comment down below if you've got any questions or anything you want me to talk about. I'll probably be in the comment section again. You're more likely to get a reply from me on this channel than anywhere else. But I'll see you guys next time. See ya.